Politics is taking shape and August 9th is just around the corner. Aspirants have up to March 26th to register to their preferred political parties, with party primaries scheduled for April of this year. Defections, disputes and new memberships are expected to be at their peak thereafter, with everyone purposing to be party's flag bearer in different positions across the nation. Amidst all this fever pitch, a big war is simmering. The mind war on who will get it right in terms of the deputy is already a point of discussion in town halls and gatherings. What is the role of the deputy president and which region is likely to bag the position? I am Otieno Mjomba and this is my take on the game of deputies, Azimio edition. The role of the deputy president in the coming elections is a do-or-die game plan, and every wing is working around the clock to get it right. When we mention the deputy president's role or name, then what comes to mind is the betrayal that has since made the President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy Dr. William Ruto part ways in a rather messy political divorce. Did President Uhuru have powers to sack Dr. William Ruto? Well, facts be told, the role of the deputy president in the new dispensation is much different from the old one. Before 2010, the deputy president was known as the vice president. While the vice president was appointed by the president, the deputy president is elected as part of a joint ticket with the president and therefore leave the office only if they die, resign or are impeached. In addition, unlike the previous situation where the vice president will usually have a cabinet ministry to hold, the deputy president is not permitted to hold any other state or public office. So what is the role of the deputy president? The DP is the principal assistant of the president and deputizes him for the executive functions. So protected is the office of the deputy president that the constitution also shields the office holders' remuneration and retirement perks. The messy political divorce of the once successful bromance of a kind has made the 2022 political game plan and the deputy matrix to be a complicated affair, with every presidential hopeful looking for people who are timid, less aggressive, submissive and allies that are not overambitious to take a walk of faith to the ballots and beyond. Political pundits have highlighted deputy presidents of ambitious nature as one of the main reasons as to why the two leaders fell apart. As the president was busy building on his legacy, the deputy president was seen as an opportunist who was ready to ride on the Jubilee government successes. Therefore, for the presidential hopefuls, these are traits that will play a major role in determining who joins what camp and who will be fit for the bill. Let's take the Azimio Oka case and delve deep into who and from what region shall the deputy president come from. Currently, the coalition party boasts of over 20 individual parties representing different counties and is the only coalition party that is seen to be having a national face and representation. In this team are who is who in Kenya's politics. The ODM wing boasts of two deputies, that is Ali Hassan Joho and Wycliffe Oparanya. The Jubilee Coalition wing boasts of Kanini Kega and Peter Kenneth. Oka Coalition wing have Kalonzo Musyoka with NARC having Charity Ngilu. The other strong minds in the coalition include Dr. Alfred Mutua and Kivutha Kibwana. NARC Kenya Party, an affiliate party of and the partner of the Oka Coalition as Martha Karua. All these mentioned leaders have the potential of deputizing Raila Odinga. However, what makes some of them not ideal candidates? ODM party has been given the presidential aspirant ticket. Therefore, Joe and Oparanya cannot be considered Raila deputies in the larger Azimio movement. In this crowded pool of potential deputies, there are only two strong ladies that have a national outlook, and these are Charity Ngilu and Martha Karua. However, the former stated that she will be defending her post in Kitui in 2022. The latter, however, is blowing cold and warm, with her camp issuing ultimatum after ultimatum to be met by the coalition partners. Martha Karua was the only Oka principal that missed the Azimio launch and the first ever Azimio rally at Jacaranda grounds in Nairobi. When asked where she was, her response was surprising: at home relaxing. Therefore, the chances of Martha Karua walking the tightrope with the Azimio brigade is a matter of wait and see. With the two Iron Ladies unlikely to be Baba's running mates, leaves Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Peter Kenneth on a tight race to be the second deputy president after the 2010 constitution. These two come from two different tribes and parties, factors that we cannot wish away at this time. Kalonzo Musyoka for a while now has been seen as the de facto leader of the Ukambani land. Kalonzo held the vice president's position during Kibaki's second tenure and has been in 6 key ministerial positions since his first dive into politics. He was instrumental in brokering a peace deal that saw the birth of the youngest nation in Africa, South Sudan. Kalonzo Musyoka comes from the vote-rich region of Ukambani that boasts over 2 million voters according to the latest IBC records. In 2013 and 2017, the region consisting of Kitui, Makueni and Machakos gave Raila Odinga over 82% of its votes. Kalonzo Musyoka was reported in an exclusive interview saying that he joined Azimio without knowing what position he was going to get. He, however, promised to campaign for Raila across the nation. Kalonzo joined Raila and President Uhuru's camp, and this particular one was inevitable. The duo has been instrumental in Kalonzo's political existence, and more so since the time his wife fell sick. Secondly, Ukambani was already in Azimio way before Kalonzo joined Azimio. The 3 governors of Kitui, Machakos and Makueni had already ignited the Azimio engine in the region without stating any interest in positions, even when it was obvious that any political support comes with interest. Unfortunately, having Kalonzo as Raila's deputy will be detrimental to Raila's quest to access the highest office. Why, if you may ask? Raila is working hard to get support in areas that have predominantly voted against him. For almost 3 elections, the Ukambani nation has been with Raila all through. Therefore, having a deputy from this region, as much as will be seen as a reward for their support and commitment, will give Ruto a troopers to dominate the central region of Kenya, a move that is as good as suicidal by the Azimio team. To avoid this, chances are that Kalonzo will be prevailed upon to back down his quest to be the deputy commander and instead be given a role in the new dispensation. If Azimio wins, a newly revamped BBI will be back and the Prime Minister and his deputies will be out for contention. Kalonzo will be the best bet for these positions. Having a Raila Kalonzo ticket will make the central region slip away from Azimio Oka hands into William Ruto-led coalition. This cannot be fathomed by the Azimio diehards. The central region has predominantly voted against Raila in almost all times that he has had a stint in the presidential race. With the blessings from Uhuru-led coalition Jubilee and the fact that the central region doesn't have a presidential aspirant in the coming elections, having a deputy position will be a big game changer for the region that has been in power in almost every election. The central region must be closer to power to avoid voter apathy in these elections. Youths in this region are disfranchised and are not willing to go to the ballot to vote again in elections that are seen by many from the region as inconsequential. Ruto has made inroads in the region that boasts of over 3 million voters. The game plan for Azimio must remain as strategic as it is to either create voter apathy or to split the votes in the region. Central region, a region that had never seen mushrooming of political parties, now has over 10 different political parties, with every side pulling towards their sides. It is already working for Raila-led Azimio movement. This will have been of great help to the team were it not for the coalition of parties agreement signed into law at the beginning of the year. Why do I say so? With the initial law, every party would have been independent in ideologies and strategies. With the new dispensation, however, the parties are coalescing under the umbrella of the coalition of parties, and hence the plans, strategies, and policies of the coalition overrides that of an individual party. With this, and with most of these parties in the central region joining Ruto-led team, Plan B must be used, and that is where the deputy president slot comes in. Giving the deputy president role to any person from the region will be a rather resuscitation process to keep the central region alive politically. As it is, no leader currently in central commands the national outlook, and that can be seen as the new heir apparent to Uhuru Kenyatta as of now. Therefore, rewarding the region with a deputy will be the easiest way of raising central region influence politically. Secondly, the central region is keen on the time frame and for how long it will remain in political oblivion. This therefore makes the Azimio wing to be the only friendly wing to partner with. Raila's age is catching up with him. Raila might not be politically effective and efficient in the next 10 years if elected president in the coming general election, unlike in Ruto's win, where chances are that Ruto will lead for the 2 terms, making the region to be out of active politics for over a decade. With this, the region would rather support Azimio with the hopes that in the 5 years term, Raila will not be in a position to vie for the second term and instead support his deputy. Raila has always promised a Mandela moment in Kenya, therefore this will be a good fodder for central region consumption. So who is the best bet for the region under the Azimio wing? Your guess is as good as mine. Peter Kenneth it is. So why is it Peter Kenneth and not Kanini Kega? Peter Kenneth is a product of the Mount Kenya Foundation that is controlled by the Murang'a business community. Murang'a for many years has been out of national leadership, with Kiambu and Nyeri domineering the national politics by the fact that the 2 regions have had one of their own occupying the highest office in the land. It is time for the region to settle scores with Kiambu and Nyeri, and what a way than to float one of their own, former Gatanga MP Peter Kenneth. Kenneth is seen by many as a lame duck leader that does not amass a lot of support from the larger region. This was Uhuru Kenyatta's position before His Excellency the late Moi brought him to the national limelight, and Kibaki cemented this by giving him the most powerful positions in the country, Deputy Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Unlike Kalonzo Musyoka, who is heads-on and almost has Ruto's traits of being aggressive and overambitious, Peter Kenneth is walking in President Moi's footsteps during the self-proclaimed professor of politics tenure as the vice president in Jomo Kenyatta's regime. Peter Kenneth, when given power, has a way of influencing central region votes towards Azimio. If Azimio pulls this surprise first before Kenya Kwanza, then William Ruto's wing will be jinxed if they opt for a deputy from a different region. Whoever side pulls this surprise first and picks someone from central region will have its way through and will be edging closer to sweeping the top position in the run-up to becoming the country's 5th president. The question, however, is, who will it be? Next week, we will be delving deep into Kenya Kwanza's deputy presidential arithmetics and the influence this will have on who takes the baton from Uhuru Kenyatta after the end of his tenure. I've been your host, Otieno Mjomba. Until next week, always remember that dealing with the politicians is like sleeping with a tiger. You must always have your eyes wide open.